This is episode number 30 of the Leg It podcast with myself, Tom Wickstead.
You got me, Andy Grant.
And this episode of the podcast is sponsored by Liverpool One. So 3 strands as well. Similar to last time, really pushing out Liverpool One for the final time. They've been really kind to us in sponsoring the podcast, so really appreciated. And so 3 strands to Liverpool One. First off, it is obviously the chance to win £20,000 towards a sports club. So in essence, a chance to win 20 grand, but a share of that 20 grand. So they're going to give £1,000 to 20 sports teams. So basically, they want clubs or teams to share their victory celebrations. So you could recreate Peter Crouch's robot or the yoga pose by Mo Salah. Or you can freestyle, floss, dab, all that jazz. Visit liverpool-1.com. www.liverpool-1.com. Also, they're trying to push...
and that's any clubs, that's football, rugby, boxing, anything that's going on, get in touch.
Definitely. Look, Liverpool One don't need to give 20 grand away. They could just sit there collecting rent off, but they're doing this for, local sports teams and clubs, so it's really important to get involved in that. Obviously, Meet a Champion is still ongoing. You would have spoken there by the time this episode has gone out.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited.
We're recording this on the 15th of August. They've got a daily programme as well of free family fun at Shavas Park. So see the website for details on that. Again, liverpool-1.com. Basically, just go to liverpool-1.com. It's so easy. They've like a strand across the top and you can just flick across. And they've got sports events on the park, Tickle the Ivories, Piano Festival, and a slide from the first floor of South John Street down to the ground floor. And the slide is 5 meters high.
Have you done it yet?
I haven't been.
I went there, but it was really early in the morning. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning when I was there, and it was shut. But I was dying to have a go.
And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. So,
yeah, it's been great to have Liverpool One sponsor us. And again, I think we spoke about it when we first knew Liverpool One. It was nice to be sponsored by something which is something you can get on board with. It's not as if we're getting asked to, we're getting sponsored by some really crap clothing line in the same way these t-shirts, and you're like, that's fucking crap out, It's some of the champions. It was great. I've been seeing Instagram, the Liverpool One Instagram. Tasha Jonas was there teaching the boxing skills.
Yeah.
Kelly Macy was down there doing some running. I'm looking forward to getting down there. So it's been great to see, all the stuff that's going on there.
Definitely. 100%.
So massive thanks again for the Liverpool One.
Yeah, no, they've been really good to us. They didn't have to do any of this. They first of all didn't have to sponsor the podcast, and secondly, they don't have to do any of that. Which is really cool of them.
And I know a lot of people who've went down there and enjoyed all the activities as well. So again, not only did they not have to sponsor the podcast, but they didn't have to bother putting all the activities on, which exactly. Went down a treat. So
100%.
Big up Liverpool One.
Yeah, massively. Liverpool-1.com. Please go down and support them, because then they come back to us.
Yeah. Hashtag Summer of Champions.
Yes.
With all the sporting thing going on, you may have seen, Tom, I set a challenge on my Instagram. I've not been seeing many of your 1 mile runs, to be honest, mate.
Listen, I started.
Been waiting.
Let me. Can I just pedal back a second? I need to apologise because.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
You've been told off, haven't you, on Twitter?
Well, no. Right.
Yes, you have.
I have, but because
tell everyone what you've done wrong.
Right. Let me just explain.
Getting too big for his boots.
No. First off. Let me just explain to you. This podcast is a complete relief for me, because I have to be a little bit corporate in my day-to-day sort of beings.
Don't apologise, Tom.
And no, because I do.
Fuck the haters.
I do listen back to it, and I thought to it. You'll explain let me explain my reasoning. So, my effing and jeffing, I think, has got a little bit too out of hand, which is completely fucking.
I think it was.
Done it again.
No, it's because I think last time, I think you started the podcast with like, Liverpool One ain't fucking about.
Right, and I do try. I am myself, and I do swear a lot. But I caught myself. I feel like when I feel comfortable, I swear a lot more. Because I think
everyone does that. To be fair.
When I'm seeing a client, you know, for example, I was at Oxford University today, which is all like it's not my sort of scene. It's too. There's a lot of people up themselves. A lot of people trying to be who they're not. So I can't just rock up and when I see that person who I've never met before, go, how the fuck are you? Hello. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. Whereas this podcast is a bit of a relief.
Yeah.
Now, I caught a flight. I do a fair bit of travelling with work and stuff, and I caught a flight last week from Manchester to Exeter. This wasn't with work, and me and the missus were at this bar, and there was a kid. Obviously, I was in Terminal 3. If you've ever flown from Manchester Airport, right, Terminal 3 is the worst terminal out there.
Really?
It's got
this first world problems.
Yeah, it's got Flybe, Ryanair. It's full of stag doos. There's one like octagon bit with the bar in the middle. It's a nightmare. There was a kid, and I was talking to her, and I went, bah, and I went, fuck yeah, and I caught myself, and I'd always look at my environment, who's around, to make sure, because I never want to swear in front of kids. Oh, no, at all. And
that's good that you do that. I don't do that. Like,
I think, no, it's important, isn't it? And so I caught myself in front of a young child, which, and then my missus listened to one of the podcasts, and so did my dad as well. And they both mentioned...
it's told off by your missus and your dad.
They said, geez, like, you're a bit of a potty mouth on that, aren't you? So I'm trying
to... potty mouth?
Yeah. I'm trying to...
and then you got a bit on Twitter. Someone give you a bit of abuse on Twitter.
And there's 2 reviews as well on iTunes as well.
Is there?
Yeah.
I've not seen them ones.
Yeah. Well, one review.
And what does it say about
just
you
said,
swear too much?
I'll read it out to you.
You're bringing the Leggett name
I'm bringing
into disrepute. Bringing the podcast into disrepute, Tom. What's going on?
The chat's good, but why does Tom have to constantly swear?
Oh. Right, what's your P's and Q's, Thomas?
I know.
Anyway,
so yeah.
I don't think it's... Some people are really offended, aren't they, by swearing?
Yeah.
I'm not so much.
No, I just think sometimes when I, like at Manchester Airport, when I was thinking and I caught myself, I don't want to... I've seen people before and every other word... When I'm at the airport, right, and for example, right, let me give you Wickstead's top tips for air travel.
Okay, no.
Because it sounds all glamorous because I fly a lot with work, but trust me, it's not glamorous in the slightest.
You travel so much, to be fair, don't you?
I do. First is, Manchester Airport is an absolute nightmare. So if you can fly from Liverpool Airport, fly from Liverpool Airport. First off, Liverpool Airport, the amount of times when I'm driving to the airport and I revel in the amount of times I'm about to be fucked in the arse by Manchester Airport. First off, it's 40 quid to park there. So I pay 40 quid just to park there for 12 hours.
For 12 hours?
12 hours. You can do it online. You can... Liverpool, you're in, out. You ain't paying for... Now you have to pay for drop-off.
Yeah, you do now, yeah. 2 quid or something.
Three something or whatever.
That's a disgrace, that, isn't it?
You go through security. Terminal 1's dead easy, right? If it's busy at Terminal 1, don't get dropped off at departures. Get dropped off at arrivals.
Oh, that's a decent top tip.
Because arrivals, Manchester Airport, Terminal 1, you fucking fly through. All right, you've got the people coming out, but you fly through straight up to 5th floor, which is where the thing is. Bang, you're in, the security and all that jazz. If you get dropped off departures, you're queuing up that bridge bit that turns around, and then also you've got to pay through whatever. So get dropped off. Now, what I've started doing is I get off at the junction before the airport on the M56. If you get off the junction before the M56, before Manchester Airport, there's a San Carlo. Don't park at the San Carlo. Drive a little bit further down a random street, park your car, get an Uber, because there's shitloads of Ubers milling around. Dead cheap, 5 quid, bang, straight into Manchester Airport. You don't have to pay the 40 quid.
There you go. Just on travel for a minute, right? I've seen loads of things on the news recently about rail fare, how expensive it is and stuff. Have a guess how much a flight was from Manchester Airport to New York at the end of September. Return flight.
400 quid.
315. right? You book a train to London
On the day.
on the day. You're looking 160 quid.
Easy.
How can you go to London for £160, but go to New York for double that?
It's insane, isn't it?
Hey, no, that
Yeah.
how the fuck
you're right.
is that a thing?
Yeah. 100%.
I can travel 300 miles for 60 quid. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or travel 3,000 miles or something, 2,500 miles.
Yeah, something like that. Fourth.
Bonkers.
Yeah. It's insane, isn't it?
That Richard Branson, mate. No wonder he can afford his own island. Those Virgin, it's extortionate.
It is extortionate. Anything to do with travel, as soon as.
Did you see, by the way, the tweet he put up the other day? I thought it was quite good. What Jeremy Corbyn. Not that I like anything to do with politics, but I did think it was quite funny. Richard Branson said something about how much money he'd made or something like that. Or I don't know. No, what did he say? He
tax.
Like he's done like a grateful tweet, like or something. I'm really grateful or something.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Corbyn tweeted saying, "That's lovely. How about you can give some money back to the NHS or something like that?"
Yeah, that's right.
That was quite funny.
And then, so you go through security, right?
They're still back. We're back onto top tips in Manchester. Sorry,
no, this isn't top tips. This is just right. This is to the majority of airports in Europe, right? Because some airports, Paris airport's got it quite good. You don't have to take your liquids out. Now, I'm not one for conspiracies, right? Elon Musk can build Blue Origin, do all these spaceship landing, blah, blah, blah. But we still have not figured out how to scan liquids through the thing, right? I'm not kidding you. I could swear that Boots and WH Smith, you're paying £4 for a bottle of water. It's insanity.
It's like that thing, isn't it? When they've got you by the balls, haven't they? And they can just, it's like, there's loads of things like that, isn't there? Like Centre Parks is one. You know, when you're on the Centre Parks, if anyone's ever been, everything on there is just so expensive.
Yeah.
Because you're just stuck there, aren't you? It's like services on the motorway services. Whenever they've got you, everything just goes through the roof, doesn't it?
If you live in the UK and don't constantly believe you're being raped up the arse by everyone, then you're missing something, because everything if travel, you're being raped. If you finally earn a decent amount of money, bang, government takes 50% off the top for you. You know, everything. I will never fly Ryanair ever again. Ever since I had to put my damn suitcase in that little thing that when I was going into the aeroplane, put you've got to. There's like a metal thing they try and thing in. It didn't fit. I had to pay £70 to have it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jet 2, I didn't print off my boarding pass. Charged me £40.
That's your fault for being a knob, but then that is absolute extortion.
Every single time, and
it's like it's as if they're not making enough money. Do you know what I mean? Finding more ways to. Yeah.
I just think travel. It all sounds glamorous. Look, in the 1940s, it was glamorous, right? Because people used to get dressed up for the airport, didn't they? Remember, like people like used to all.
I must look like a tramp when I go. I go in tracksuit bottoms and joggy bottoms, and because you think you're going to be on the flight, I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Why? When I flew over to China, Nike flew me out there first class. Everyone's in suits. I was just lounging in me tracksuit and. Didn't give a fuck, me.
I've got
sat down, took my leg off straight away. Everyone was walking past. There's a prosthetic leg just
what's
in the aisle.
What's the difference? Have you flown business class?
Got a good story about this. So it's funny how this is. We never know what we're going to talk about, and here we are. It's fucking sharing travel tips. This is a good story. So I flew out to Shanghai to go and do a motivational talk for the guys at Nike, and they flew me first class. Sorry, business class. They flew me business. I had to jump on a flight in Dubai, so I flew in from London to Dubai. I had my laptop. I was quite excited flying business. I've flown business a few times through work, so I was quite excited. Not flew, I think it was Emirates, and so I take my iPad out, then take my laptop out, and a couple of books out, and get myself all comfortable for the flight. 6 hours later, whatever, land in Dubai, get all my stuff together, go through into the business lounge. Realised I'd left my laptop on the flight. I was like, fuck. So I went and told them at the desk. I said, I've got like 2 hours until my next flight to Shanghai. I'm really sorry I've left my laptop on the plane. She said, it's okay, we should have time, we'll go and get it. hour and a half later, I'm like, I've got to go through to my next gate. She said, I'm really sorry, Mr. Grant. Do you want us to send it out to you, or are you going to be... I said, listen, I'm going to be back here in 48 hours. Just leave it here. Thankfully, I'd already sent my presentation over and stuff like that, so it was okay. It didn't really need my laptop. Anyway, by the way, for the record, this was completely my fault. My fuck up. I'm the one who left the laptop on the flight. She felt so bad, the woman, that they wasn't able to get me the laptop back. She just gave me my boarding pass and sent me on my way. Gets to my next flight to Shanghai, and they bumped me up to first class for
nothing.
For them not being able to get me my laptop back.
Jesus.
So I got on the flight and then had to go up a flight of stairs, which I think was bizarre that you have to do that on the flight. And there was a shower on board. I took off, and then I went out of the shower. Had shit shower shave at 30,000 foot, which was quite cool. And then I made my own little pod. It was just...
What's the difference?
Probably a TV the size of that. What
is the... Because I've heard there's not... Look, I've never flown business class, nor have I ever flown first class, right?
It's just different airlines have different...
I've heard that it's not that... As in, what it warrants to pay, the difference between business class and first class is not worth paying. I've heard that business class...
I don't know. I mean, I didn't pay for it, obviously, but I don't know what the difference wasn't massive, but it was better first class.
Still get the lounge access, obviously.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that much difference, but it was. You got to have a shower, which I thought was cool.
That is insane, isn't it?
I wish we'd done this before. I'm flying out to New Zealand, which I'll probably be in New Zealand when this is getting played, but I don't know whether to do a cheeky tweet and try and get an upgrade. I've got a 12-hour flight to LA, and then 2 hours in LA, and then a 12-hour flight to Auckland. Is
that how you do? You're going west?
I am, yeah. I think you can go via Dubai, I think it is, but I'm going...
It's a long flight, that, mate. Jeez.
So the leg card's getting played, I'm sorry. It's fucking getting played. I don't know whether to play it in LA and be like, look, I've just done a 12-hour flight, my stumps really hurt me. I was in the Marines, I got blown up. Play that card. Or to try and even do it in London.
Try it in London.
We should have put this pod out before and just been like,
who you flying with?
Anyone's Virgin and then New Zealand Airways.
It's a pity we really don't have a big reach, do we? But it's a pity someone at Virgin isn't watching or listening.
But I might just bang a little cheeky tweet out and or just limp when I get to the airport. I always wear shorts. That's my top tip. If you got a prosthetic leg, just wear shorts. You get to the front of most queues. That's a good one. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing 2 12-hour shifts in economy. I looked at the price to go from economy. My flights were £1,100, and I looked at the price to upgrade.
Go on.
Per leg of the journey. So from either the UK to LA or LA to Auckland, $5,000.
$5,000 a pop.
Yeah.
So $10,000 all in. There and back.
Would have been 20 all in.
20 grand.
For obviously on the return as well. I was like, you know what? I'm doing okay at the speaking, but I'm not quite doing that good.
But people pay it.
Yeah.
It always like who. I know there's
for 12 hours of comfort you'd pay $5,000. I mean, it's ridiculous.
To be fair, economies like I flew to Mexico on my honeymoon with Thomas Cook, and Thomas Cook had just got like economy and premium economy. We because it was honeymoon, splashed out to premium economy. But I mean, how people have got the money to just 20 G's for one person. Yeah. Imagine you got
you got a wife and kids. Be like $100,000.
There was a time we sound like international travellers here, but it's when I went to Bali a few years ago, flew to Qatar. From Manchester to Qatar, right? Qatar Airlines, incredible.
That's who I might have been, but actually I think on me second leg.
Like, no wonder. Like, it's them, Emirates, Singapore Airlines. Like, they don't mess about. There was a guy.
You've changed, because normally you'd go, don't fuck about it yet. You've changed.
I know, I'm trying my best. But what was I going to say then? There was a guy who must have paid for business class, right? But he was like at the back of business class, and we were like at the front bit. Because they always try and get as far to the front as you can, so you can get off that damn tube as quickly as you can. There was a kid who was at the very front, crying for literally, must have been 5.5 hours out of a 7-hour flight. And I thought,
you've paid all that money.
Paid all that money, and you sat next to a kid who is literally will not shut up. So.
Just look at the draw, then, innit?
Yeah. But, you know, one of them, isn't it?
Why did we start talking about travelling?
I don't know. What was I going to say then?
What I was going to say to you, I was going to get deep on you, and then you started to give me Wickstead's top tips for travelling. Now, I put out a little challenge. Funnily enough, actually, I started this challenge just randomly. I don't even know why I thought of it. To try and get everyone to run a mile every day for 30 days. Now, to be fair, I probably run more than a mile. I don't normally run over weekends, but I have been doing for this challenge. But in the gym and stuff, I'm always running anyway and stuff in circuits and with the dog. But I just thought, I wondered if you could try and get a little movement going. To be fair, people have been doing it.
Well, I've seen it on your Instagram, yeah.
It's like, I'd say probably about 20, 30 people I reckon I've got doing it on Twitter as well. Yeah.
1 mile per day, because this all stemmed out of people saying that it's easy to run.
That was it.
A minute. It's easy to run a 5-minute mile.
So I basically, right, that's where it came out. You're right. So I said, I'm thinking of new challenges. So if anyone's got any ideas of a new challenge I can do, let me know. But I want a new challenge. I want to test myself. And I thought, I wondered if I could run a mile in 4 minutes. Right, that's what I initially thought. Now, obviously, Roger Bannister done it in 1963, I think it was. And even still now, there's not that about 1,400 athletes who have done it. It's
only 1,400 in the whole year. 4 minutes, yeah.
It's quick. It's still now classed as an amazing time. So I spoke to my running coach and I just said, how realistic is it? And my running coach said, to be honest, Andy said he only knows 1 or 2 runners from Liverpool who have ran the 4-minute mile.
Jesus.
It's pretty nails to do. So I was like, listen, I am all for dreaming big. One of my favourite quotes is, dream so big. What is it? If your dreams aren't big enough, if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough.
Big enough, yeah.
So you know what I mean? Always dream a bit out there, and when you tell someone your plans, if they don't look at you like you're crazy, then you're not dreaming big enough. That type of attitude. However, you've also got to be a bit realistic. Do you know what I mean? It's like me saying I'm going to build a rocket and I'm not. Do you know what I mean? That's just stupid. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to build a rocket and go into space myself. But I did think, the 4-minute mile anyway. I had a bit of a realisation check and I thought, could I go 5 minutes? And I reckon I possibly could if I trained. Anyway, I put on Instagram how fast you reckon you can all run a mile in. The amount of people who said they could run a 5-minute mile. Now, I'm a fairly decent runner and I'd need to put proper training in to run a 5-minute mile.
Yeah.
And the amount of people were like, yeah, I could do that. And I just thought, could you fuck? Like, not that I know any of these people personally, but it's tough.
What is the quickest time you've ever run a mile?
I've never ran 1 mile straight, but I've ran 5k, which is 3.1 mile, in 18:07, which is a 5-minute, 50-minute mile. So I've ran 3 miles at 5 minutes 50 per mile.
On average.
So it's like just doing a best effort. How fast could you go? So it's quick.
It is quick, yeah.
It's fucking really quick. So anyway, I put this challenge out to get everyone to run a mile a day, and then on the last day, give it a best effort. So on the last day, I'll be in New Zealand, but on the last day of August, I'm gonna give it a quick burst and see how fast I can run a mile.
At the gym or
no, just find a road somewhere.
Yeah, because I feel like if I was to do it, which I have not, but I feel that if you were out in the open, I think it would be easier than at a gym on a treadmill.
Yeah, treadmills. Don't run on treadmills. They're crap.
Right. Okay.
That's what I always got told.
Oh, really?
They're bad for your legs. They don't work all the proper muscles that you should use. Don't get me wrong. I have ran on treadmills before, and if I have to, I will. But ideally, you want to be running outside.
Yeah, because you got all that air going.
And you want to have your treadmill on an incline as well. If you're gonna do it.
Oh, right,
to make it flat. Only like 1 or 2.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, and I just thought though, myself even having this kind of little drive to get up and run a mile, mate, you'd like. I seen a quote a couple of years ago, and I've loved it since. And it was someone saying what the biggest fear was, and he said, "My biggest fear is unfulfilled potential." I think it's such a powerful quote that we can all go through life sometimes and got so much potential. Yeah. It's I said it. I went running with the lads in the gym the other day, and we ran up Everton Hills and looked out.
Where Jazza does.
Yeah, where Jazza.
Yeah.
So I ran up the hills there with the lads from my gym, and you've got a great view over the city. And I just said to the lads when we were running, I said, isn't it amazing how that small city has had such a huge impact on the world, you know, from music to sport to everything, you know, trade around the world, you know, just all come from this little city. And I said, it's mad. And my mate said something which was really profound, and he said, imagine how much wasted talent's been in that city, you know, and it's like the amount of talent that's come out of this city that people just haven't applied themselves, or they've went down the wrong path. And it got me thinking that, you know, that is a scary thought, unfulfilled potential, you know, wasted talent. And there's just so much of it. And I feel like this past year, I had a breakup like last December, and you forget how hard breakups are to get over, and you know, you get in a rut and things like that. And I think, like, although I'm probably fittest and strongest I've ever been now, like I've not done as much as I should do. Do you know what I mean? You know, do you ever look back in your life and think
it's
like,
so weird you should talk about this, because on Monday the 12th of August I was 27, right? Last night, which was Wednesday night, I had such a bad night's sleep because this wave of fear came over me last night, right? As if like, shit, I'm 27, I need to be doing what, like, I haven't got everything. All right, I'm married now, I've got a house, blah, 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 blah. But something just came over me where it's like, this, I'm sure everyone gets it. Everyone probably I feel like the normal age things to get this is like 30, 40 or like 50. You don't usually get it when you're 20 because like you're still, you know, whatever. Just this fear of like, shit, I need to be doing more. Like I haven't, like, I feel like, Jesus, like 27 years is a long time. I know you can't obviously you can't start work until like, you know, 60, you know, you can, but like, so ultimately it's not 27 years, but still 27 years, I'm like, shit, I haven't, like, I need to be doing more things. I need, you know, I thought I need to, you know, earn this much, or I need to, we talked about this loads, but you need to earn this much, I want to do this, like, I feel like this impending, like, it's fucking, honestly, I couldn't see it. I was all I was thinking about last night is, did you get that when you turned 30 or not? Did you think?
No, I didn't, but I do think about it a bit more as I'm getting a bit older. It wasn't when I turned 30 and I thought, fuck, you know, what am I doing with my life or nothing like that, but it's just as I get older, and it's not so much I think about it in the present. I feel kind of regretful when I look back. So for example, the last kind of like 6-9 months kind of stem, not like blaming the breakup, but it's kind of had an impact. I've just felt a bit sorry for myself, and I think like, God, I should have used this time better, and I should have done this more, and I should have done that, and I shouldn't have done this, and I never really have regrets. But it's only like I don't have regrets, but it just sometimes makes me think, that's what I'm saying. Getting up and doing these runs and setting goals again, it has now kind of made me switch and think, right, you know what, I need to get back into my projects. You know, having Dan Nicker on last week, I was thinking, like, you know, all the little projects he's doing and stuff, and from doing the podcast, I know this is a project for us and a hobby. But like the little pearls of wisdom sometimes you get from people, and I think, you know what, I forget about moaning about what you haven't done. Like, today's a new day now. Come on, let's get going. Yeah. And you don't have. Well, I've personally noticed a big difference in just running this mile every day. Like, you can do stuff. You just gotta plan it. Like, write it down, make a plan, and do it. Yeah,
I do agree with like, look, everyone, you know, do as I say, not as I do. And like last night, I went. What did I do last night? Last night I went for a run/walk on my own. I had some headphones in. I listened to some sales training thing at the moment or whatever. And as soon as you start moving your body, you can just like, even when like the missus was at home watching TV, and suddenly you come back with like this burst of energy. It's like if you've ever been at work and someone else has stayed at home for whatever reason. Like, you can tell the difference, like, suddenly, because you've been around people, you've been doing these phone calls, bang, bang, bang. You've got this, like, energy of, like, right, let's go. Whereas if you're just at home, you know, or you've been ill, or for some reason you had a day off work or whatever. Yeah. Like, I can see if I've been working at home, because I haven't been with people, and my missus comes back, it's like, bang, energy, bang. You need to do why haven't you done the fucking dishwasher? Bang. But, you know, like that, like.
So I think as well, mate, we were so... Technology in our society and our cultures travelled so much quicker, has moved so much quicker than actually we have as humans. And, you know, you don't realise how much like animals we are, and you need that kind of social interaction. You need that kind of get up and, you know, running about. You know, we would have been running, catching our food, or farming, whatever we used to do when we were, you know, thousands of years ago. our bodies are still the same, our brains are still the same, you know.
Mm.
And I went to Jazza took me to see this guy called The Mind PT.
Oh,
He's on Instagram.
yeah.
He had a sleep seminar, and it was about sleep. One of the things he took, I mean, I sleep quite well, to be fair, but he was just giving you tips on how to have a better sleep and if you struggle with sleep. And one thing he said, which stuck with me, he was kind of like, you've just got to make your bedroom like a cave, you know, as dark as you can have it, no TV in there, you know, no distractions. It's got to be like a cave, you know, nice, warm, dark, back like it was when thousands of years ago. And it doesn't take a rocket science, really, does it, to work out, but you sometimes don't do these little things. And again, like whether it's running a mile every day or, like you just say, just being interacting with people, that's what we've been doing for thousands of years. You've been getting up in those family social circles in your tribe and then having to run and go and catch food or go and fish or go and grow crops.
Yeah,
we weren't just getting up and going to work on our own and sitting in a little desk with headphones in, not speaking to anyone, not doing anything. And so it's
no,
mad,
I agree.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And another thing as well that I've been thinking about a lot this week is, I think I've told you a while ago, I had a Doro phone.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, right? I'll show you a photo of it here now.
When was this then? This is when you were in uni, wasn't
2000, it? Yeah, when I was at uni.
Mm.
You know what I have done?
I know what you want to say here. You know what I have done? I've switched off notifications on WhatsApp, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah.
So I only check WhatsApp if I actually have to go on it. So if anyone, because I thought if anyone wants me, they're going to ring me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very often that you have an urgent WhatsApp, is it? It's normally just a bloody.
And to be honest, if it's that urgent, then call the police or an ambulance. You know what I mean? Don't call me.
Good point. Yeah.
So for example, right? So I had that, which it can only hold, I think, 90 numbers, and you can't text on it because it's like, remember when you used to have like 3 letters per key thing? You used to go, if you wanted to text T, you had to go like PQRST, and so you don't text, only call. Now I use this phone obviously with work a lot because it's got maps on, emails, blah blah blah. But when my contract ends, which is some 2-year contract, so I don't know why you need to know that, but yeah, when that contract ends, I am going back to that phone because
bullshit.
I swear my life, honestly, mate.
I'm calling bullshit.
Work can give me a phone or something like that or whatever. Not bothered, but I'm going back to that phone because my life was so much easier without this thing like constant following me around.
Mate, but I feel like society won't let you do that anymore. Even if you want to, you can't. I don't think you can.
I think I can. I think it'll be hard going cold turkey for a month without things like checking Twitter and, like the amount of times I know I shouldn't and it's bad, but the amount of times when I'm driving, right, and if you do this or you don't do this, if you don't do this, then I think you're lying, or you're just very disciplined, or you maybe been in an accident and it scared you. But the amount of times that I check my phone when I'm driving,
it's bad, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it's ridiculous.
But mate, I do love technology, and listen, I love Twitter and I love Instagram. I don't do Facebook, but I love Twitter and I love the social, interaction you can get with strangers who sometimes become friends, and it's great, and you get to share messages and the positive stuff that's going on in the world. I love all that, but I do hate the fact that it's like almost the platforms are so good now and technology is so good. You don't have a choice whether you get to use it or not. It's like you have to. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, for your line of work, you kind of have to in a way. And I suppose to some extent with my line of work, I kind of have to because there's emails and stuff like that. But I still believe that. I
don't like the way. Do you not just think though? Like it's. Like, imagine how many relationships have broke up through fucking Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. Do you know what I mean?
The amount of things where you're caught out. Like when you don't mean to, but like everything's taken out of context.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong. So I follow a few ladies on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
In it, whatever. Occasionally drop a quick like on there. What unbeknown to me, which I never know you could do on Instagram.
Your missus can see what you like.
See what I like, which I never fucking knew. And honestly, like little things
Yeah.
like it means nothing. If I like something that
But it's, yeah, do you know what I mean? It's,
am I suddenly gonna?
what are you doing liking their photos?
Yeah, but it's a good photo.
Yeah.
But
And that's what I mean,
I
mate.
feel like
The problems it's caused, for all the good it does, it causes a lot of grief, doesn't it?
and I really feel like we're just too connected.
Yeah.
And I feel like, everyone. I genuinely believe that a lot of people now are just moving like to texting, WhatsApping, and that's why emojis have become so popular. Is because, you don't. It's so quick to just put a 2 thumbs up rather than what you used to do is like ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
You just put bang bang send.
Couple
It's all about
emojis
speed,
done,
or you can, I
think as well, you made a good point then, saying too connected. My friend recently lives in London, and he said he started to date this girl, and she's asked for his Instagram, and he said, no, you're not having it. He said, I don't want to know everything about you and you to know everything about me. I just want to get to know you like this and stuff. And and I thought that's great to do that, because sometimes, again, because we're so connected, you meet someone, you have a look at their Instagram, you look back 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, oh, that's their ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, or where have they been there, or they've been to Brazil, they've been to... It's like you lose so much of that kind of disconnection.
We
always say now that the whole time we do this, we're not on our phones. Probably the longest I'm ever not on my phone.
Yeah.
When we're doing these podcasts, 1 or 2 hours sitting here talking.
Definitely. Do you turn your phone off at night?
Do I? I think it's put on airplane mode.
Yeah, same.
At night.
So
yeah,
I couldn't with that thing, knowing that, like, even when it starts flashing at night or something, or like bang as soon as at 10 o'clock, bang, airplane mode off.
Yeah, I'm not too bad at going on my phone of an evening. When I've got Albert, especially, I like just read her a story, and that's it. We're just in bed watching a bit of TV sometimes. But I don't really go on my phone that much of a night time. But I just can't help thinking that we're getting into a trap. We're already in the trap, and I think it's getting worse in the fact that you can't really live your life anymore without having a Twitter account, an Instagram account. Mate, I've had to fill out an ESTA to get into the States for LA. They asked me social media handles.
Did they? No way.
So imagine, like, if
they ask for you.
Yeah, you don't have. I think they say it's not like you have to give it, but they're asking if you want it. And I've heard on Joe Rogan's podcast that if people have, like, been slating Trump, like, and they've got you, they can maybe ask you questions, why are you coming to the States then if you hate Trump and stuff like that. And it's like, we're sharing so much information on social media that it's almost like I can, it affects job interviews now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go for a job interview, and the people who are recruiting you, which fair play, they're thinking, I got Tom Wickstead coming in for an interview, what's he being tweeting about? And then you could have tweeted saying, I fucking hate this whole Brexit idea or whatever, and your employer could be pro-Brexit or something, and then straight away he thinks, we don't share the same views there. And
to be fair, I haven't been told off, but I didn't realise people can find you on Instagram through your phone number or something.
Really?
Or like if you've got contacts and they've got, so if I say, for example, I called you, whatever, and I saved your number as Andy Grant, it would come up in Instagram as people who are in my contacts as your thing. So I've had
you could kind of follow them.
Yeah, so you can follow them back because you're in contact thing. So I've had people who, with work or whatever, who followed me, because I've got an open profile thing, I haven't got it like locked or whatever, and I'm there going, what's up, cocksuckers, I'm just on my boat here.
But that's their fault for bloody following you, really, isn't it? But I know what you mean, though, yeah.
And like a friend of mine at work got robbed when they were away, because like tagging locations, or they were on holiday. Now, whether they knew that because of Facebook or whatever, and they were on holiday. But you remember, the Channel 4 program Hunted, like the amount of information that, like,
scary, man,
just leaving, that how they can just.
But what can you do to get away from it? Mate, I tried going to a Nokia and I couldn't do it. I felt I was missing out too much on WhatsApp and what was going on with the lads and stuff, and I missed, seeing what my friends are up to on Instagram, and I fucking couldn't do it. I'll be honest, I couldn't do it. And that's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that we're kind of forced into this new world now.
Why, have you got a big fear of missing out?
Sometimes, yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Bit of FOMO,
yeah.
yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, not massively. I know. Yeah, but I probably have a little bit. Yeah, it's just more. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I just couldn't do it, and I hate it. It's starting to piss me off the fact that sometimes you want to have a break from it, and you're like, I can't. And it's not so much that you can't; it's because everyone else is on it. So I said before about like how many relationships cause problems. It's even like when you're out having dinner and people are on the phone or on Instagram or you sit down for your meal and people take a photo first of the dinner.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
That pisses a lot of people off. So imagine, how many arguments it's like, how can you fucking put your phone away and just have your dinner?
Yeah. There's nothing worse than couples who are just sat on their phone.
My dad hates it. My dad's not into social media at all. And the other day I was like, Dad, just record me doing these football keep-ups and stuff. And he's like, fucking, why? just couldn't understand it. And I can understand why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
obviously. And I think I'm just bitter because I fell into the trap of it. And I'm all over Instagram, all over Twitter, I'm all over WhatsApp. And I don't want to be.
Yeah. And also when people are like worried about likes and things like that, and people even pay, like how mental is that? People actually pay money for likes and
I'm convinced I've got some friends
follow it, like
or acquaintances, I'll call them, on Instagram who I follow, and I'm fucking convinced that they paid. Worry about your bank account and what's inside it, not worrying about how many followers you get. Like I think that's that's more important personally, I think. Maybe. Well, not just fucking hell. There's about a million things more important
of course,
than that, yeah.
But the reason why I say that is just on the point of paying for...
Oh, yeah, paying for it,
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, pay your bloody mortgage first.
Yeah. Worry about that before, like, that's a little bit more important.
Yeah, but I know we moan about social media all the time, but it was only when I thought, in a kind of round back to where I started the point, is just by setting myself that little running goal, I felt more, which actually sounds really hypocritical because I was then posting it on social media. But my point being, just setting myself a goal again to kind of give me a bit of a bug again to think, you know what, right, come on, let's stop wasting your time just fucking scrolling through fucking likes and stuff like that, and actually, right, what's your next challenge going to be? What's the next mountain you're going to climb? What's the next fundraiser you're going to do? Right, come on. Rather than just fucking sitting there with my thumb in my ass, just watching the whale through fucking Instagram. Yeah, 100%. Which is so easy to do.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the thing that probably makes me sad. But so yeah, running this little mile a day has kind of got me going a bit, and I'm made up that loads of other people have done it as well.
Yeah, no, it is. I've seen it all over Instagram and stuff. It is brilliant. One thing on sleep as well, which actually I've got with me, is I thought I'd bring it with me. Just what time are we doing the other?
Yeah, a couple of minutes.
One thing I will say is because I feel like CBD's the new like.
I seen you post about these, yeah.
To be fair, apart from last night when I had this wave of fucking fear about where my life is going, can I say that this is? Look, I've been doing it since Monday, so we're now 4 days. Can I say that I've felt 100% better? No, but it has made me sleep a little bit better.
Really? Yeah.
Apart from last night.
I've not seen the tablets. I've only saw the one where you drop it under your tongue.
So this, I've got them from, to be fair, they're not cheap. Got them from Holland & Barrett for 36 quid for 60 capsules, which
that's 2 months worth then.
Yeah, which has got...
And how much was it, sorry?
36 quid, something like that.
You're paying like 16 quid a month, 17 quid a month, aren't you, really?
I really do feel that that this is like this will be like a 2019-2020 fad. I genuinely do, because do I suddenly feel like loads better? No, not really.
Did you see Dan Bilzerian? He's doing CBD stuff, isn't he? And stuff and all that, and cannabis. And one thing he also talks about is HRT, hormone replacement therapy. That's a big thing. Is that
like cell gene stuff or self?
No, so obviously you've got your testosterone, and women have got is it estrogen? Is it?
Yeah, estrogen. Yeah,
estrogen. And basically just tops up of testosterone.
Really?
Yeah. So I have to have it. One of my injuries from Afghan, I have to have a testosterone boost every few weeks, and you really notice it. But him as a...
Would you have an injection?
Yeah.
You have to go to the doctors for it?
Yeah. Every 10 to 14 weeks.
So what happens after it? Do you feel like, do you feel...
Just walk around dead horny all the time. No, you just... I just notice a boost. Yeah, you can notice a boost. Feel a bit more yeah, just everything really. Probably everything, emotion, like physically, and be happier, a bit more motivated. Everything. Just probably should dedicate really a podcast on talking about the whole CBD testosterone stuff, because it is really interesting. But I know with the testosterone, it is like physically, factually doing something to me. It is improving me. But no, I do agree with the CBD stuff that maybe it is a bit of. I'm not saying it doesn't do anything, but I can't see. I think it probably, well, obviously it does do something to you. It's proven as well. But I think the amount of people doing it, I think will die off. I think it's just a bit of a buzzword at the moment,
it's
isn't
like when I must have been doing my GCSEs when this fish oil thing came out, where everyone was talking about fish oil. This is going to help your brain. This is blah blah blah. And don't get me wrong, obviously it works. But I suppose maybe I'm putting this CBD on this like massive pedestal that I'm going to take this like tablet, and then
Superman.
Suddenly like my whole life is changed. I'm walking around with a like 8-foot smile on my face. I can't stop walking.
They're going to say an 8-foot something else, because I will be taking them then.
Yeah, but his talking about his firm Ignite. Apparently he's flying.
Well, he was one that said he's going to come off social media.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
really
did I send you that interview? Or London Real. Yeah. His he pinched one senior exec of British American Tobacco, because they're also working on like cannabis stuff, and
it's really interesting. Yeah.
So one of his, I can't remember. Anyway, so a guy from British American Tobacco runs the actual firm, is like chief exec, and obviously he's funding it and stuff. So
it's interesting.
But
I think we should maybe do a podcast when I'm back on the kind of fads, like the fish oils, the CBD, the HRT, your protein, all your supplements and stuff, and maybe just do a bit of research, because it is interesting what are actually genuinely working and what are just...
Yeah. We've talked about cannabis before, haven't we? And the need... I genuinely think, like, I really do hope in the next 3-4 years that the UK government legalises it. I genuinely think it would help a lot of things.
Would you take it if it was legalised?
Yeah,
as in on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Would you?
I wouldn't do it... I would... I'd do it more than I do now, which is non-existent, but yeah.
I don't know whether I would,
Just for, I don't know.
Not that I'm against it, but I don't really know anyone who... I've got a few friends who do now and again, but I don't think it wouldn't be one of these. It's turned legal, so let's run down and just get stoned every day. It wouldn't be one of them. But yeah, I do think they should legalise it though.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and like, but yeah.
Right, mate, well, this is a short and sharp one, so...
just before we go,
I like these ones. We need to do a couple more. We've had loads of guests on recently, haven't we? So it was nice to just have a little chinwag with you.
So, obviously, this podcast is sponsored by Liverpool One. This is the final time Liverpool One is sponsoring the podcast, so please go and show the support. Obviously, they're running a competition for sports teams and clubs to win a share of £20,000. So you can win £1,000 per each, as such, per sports team. And all you have to do is send off your celebration video. If you just go to liverpool-1.com, all the information is there on how to enter. Liverpool One have got a really super simple website, so you can't miss it. It's all on there. Obviously, they've got Summer of Champions, and they've got a free programme of activities on Chivas Park for all the family. So get down and try something new. So they've got loads of things going on there. And, of course, the Meet a Champion as well. So by the time this has gone out anyway, you would have already spoken there, Andy. But they've still got things going on. So... head down to Liverpool One. Obviously, a daily programme of free family fun on Chivas Park as well. So again, liverpool-1.com for details, as it's updated regularly. And
there's also a really cool platform there where you can do like first, second, third. So if you want to go down and
I need to
competitions and stuff and get a little photo, it's good.
Very good. And then sports events on the park as well, which is. And a slide, which, for example, Tickle the Ivories Piano Festival, and a slide from the first floor of South John Street down to the ground. So, please, liverpool-1.com, it's all on there. Can I please as well say thanks to Sharon at Liverpool One. Big shout out to Sharon. She's been helping us. So, and Laura as well. Yeah. So thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the pod, sticking with us, sharing it, listening to it, enjoying it. It's always nice when we're out and about and people say that they listen to it, which is cool. So thank you. Until next time.
Swearing is improved as well, if you weren't mentioned. So yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers.